Hi, so today's training is going to be about something called a value bomb. Now let me take you through what all this means. The first question we have is, are you bringing valuation appointments worth at least 2 times your advertising spend? Are you actually speaking with at least 100 potential house sellers every month yet? Okay, or are you listing enough properties to bring in a sustainable income for your estate agency? So if the answer to any of these is no, then just pay attention to this, because I think you're going to learn something quite groovy. Today I decided I'm going to teach you how to microstep your way through booking more valuations in a way that house sellers do not feel the need to put up any kind of resistance. And I'm actually sharing this document with you so I don't have to put up any captions today. So I've written it down for you so you can read as we go. I'm happy to send this document over to anybody who needs it as well. But this is the method I'm going to teach you about. And this doesn't just make it easier to book in your valuations, but it's actually designed to start you more conversations with local sellers, and that's so that you can learn exactly what they're looking for from an estate agent, and that gives you an edge over the competition, yeah? Because in all of your content, you can then offer sellers exactly what they want. Okay, can you imagine that? And then from this, you will get more sellers interested in the valuations with you, okay? Rather than it just being us guessing. Finally, I'm going to show you how to apply a conversation starting framework to all of your videos. Okay, this could be organic or paid for advertising. And this is so you can book in more valuations without the need to spend thousands of pounds on the process of lead generation. And on things like follow-up, nurture and advertising, okay? So we know all these things are costly, and right now we're all trying to save money. So let's do this, okay? Now, what we're going to create in today's video is what's called a value bomb, okay? Now this is actually really, really similar to a lead magnet. I'm assuming you know what a lead magnet is. But I wanted to show you why using this value bomb strategy is perfect if you don't yet have at least a consistent source of listing at least 5 to 10 properties every single month, okay? And this is important because a lot of people need that amount so that they're not on that wavy, oh gosh, I've sold my properties, oh no, I've got to go prospecting again. And it's like a circle, isn't it? Or like a wavy thing going on. So I'm just going to ask you this quick. If you were able to speak to at least 100 potential house sellers this month and every month on either Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp or another online tool, do you think you'd be able to book more weekly valuations? 100 potential house sellers this month. Do you think you would be able to book in more weekly valuation meetings? You'd have a pretty good shot, yeah? And either way, after speaking to at least 100 potential house sellers, you're going to get a really great idea who your ideal customers are and what it is they are actually looking for. And that's what hones your offer and your advertising. Does that make sense? Yeah? I hope so. Okay. Now, if you're not earning a proper monthly income managing your own estate agency, then obviously your goal should be to get as many conversations as possible, which is why when people first start out, encouraged to go door knocking, networking, all those things, okay? Because you need to talk to people to let people know who you are and what it is you do. But this is a way to do that without having to go out your door, okay? The thing is though, just like in all those things where you're door knocking and networking, you're going to have less qualified people, but you're going to have more people to talk to, which actually helps you with your confidence because you get used to chatting. But this is what helps you in the long run anyway. And the question though is like, how do you go from direct lead generation to starting conversations with people? Okay, well, this is where your valuation bomb comes into play. Now, when most estate agents use lead magnets, I want you to listen into this, most will put something called a lead form, and I'm sure you've seen them, in front of the actual lead magnet to capture their contact information so that you've got somebody to call or email or both. So in exchange for giving away that lead magnet or valuation tool, you get new leads that you can contact, okay? So you can send them an email, you can call them. That's a win-win. Yeah, well, that's what it feels like. That's something we used to do all the time for estate agents. But the first problem that you come across when you're first using lead magnets, or even when you are using lead magnets, is just how saturated the industry is with free lead magnets and instant valuation tools. Okay, that is very important to understand. And you could easily pick out any estate agency and probably have more than a 75% chance of finding the same lead magnet or instant valuation tool or a seller's guide. Even if it's not exactly the same, it's the same thing. Okay, now the use of lead magnets themselves is also saturated. Now everyone knows what's going to happen after they get this guide, and what we tend to find is that the majority of people will put in the wrong details if they can get away with that. Okay, that's why you sometimes you call up people and they go, oh, I didn't click on an ad, because someone's just changed one digit of their phone number. Same with emails. So you'll find that if you make it so they have to put in a correct email address, they'll still change one letter or something until they find the one, just because they want the free thing. We're like little squirrels collecting free things these days. My driver's absolutely full of them. I've not looked at any, to be honest. But the point is this: there are some sellers who are still open to talking with you. Okay, so it's worth going through that list, because even if you only find one person who's looking to sell their house, you've won. Okay, the problem we have is, though, it's tiring. It's actually demoralizing, calling up, 30 to 60 people just to find that one who's ready to sell and willing to talk to you. So, but because a lot of people are closed off and they give the wrong contact information, or they will ask you not to contact them. Some of them actually pretend it was the wife, the dog, the cat, the baby who accidentally clicked on the ad, and they have no idea of what happened, even if they did click on it. And this in itself is disheartening, and that's the reason why you're offering these lead magnets in the first place. And you're doing that to actually talk to house sellers, and you're not actually getting the opportunity to talk to people at all. And you're just getting negative reactions because they don't want to talk to you. So here's something cool. This value bomb flips the lead magnet on its head, let's say. So let's explain how this works. Let's say that on Facebook you write a post offering a free guide. Oh, this sounds the same already. But let's say you're offering a free guide to, let's say, staging your house before you sell. That's what you're going to offer them. Our example value bomb. Okay, so listen to what you'll say. And as a thank you for watching my video, comment below and I'll send you the master guide on how to stage your house before you sell when the time comes to negotiate your house sales price. And then when somebody comments below and says they want your guide, you just reply below saying, sending it now in the Facebook comments. Okay, so they know that you're going to send them a message, and they're expecting their freebie. As soon as you get into Facebook Messenger, you actually want to start what we call a diagnosis, okay? Because most people don't want what you've got, okay? So you start a conversation with them in their Messenger inbox, and instead of getting their contact details of somebody who's already on their guard about you, because you're an estate agent, you're actually going to start a conversation with them. And after that, we can teach you how to do this. We call it a two-step process that enhances the results of your Messenger conversations. There's a decent way to do this so you don't feel, peculiar about it, let's say. And this actually allows you to book in many more valuations than you could ever do with a lead magnet. And you don't have to phone loads of people either, which feels good. So that's how the process actually works. Okay. Now, today I'm going to teach you how to go about creating your value bomb. Okay. It's actually really easy. You're going to love this. You actually know what your customers want, so this is really easy for you. So you need zero complex tools to pull this off, to be honest. You could set up a value bomb inside a Google Doc or a Canva PDF, and you go, oh, no, what are people going to think of me? Oh my goodness me, I've got to make it all shiny and presentable. No, you don't, okay? You're giving value here. Okay, the most important thing about your value bomb is something of use to people. And the other important thing is how you can actually, how well you can actually follow the framework to actually write it. And it's actually really easy to do. And we've got another way of doing this, which you'd like even better. I'm going to start with this. So all you do is open up a blank Google document, which you could just do here. You can just go in there and open up a new one. And this is how we'll write out our value bomb here. Okay. And you can transfer the contents later on if you want to, okay? So there are actually 3 kinds of value bombs that you can create. There's loads more, but these are the ones that I'm going to suggest we start with so you don't get overwhelmed. These are what we call the step-by-step, which is kind of like a list. We've got a useful tool, and what we call a swipe file. Now, before you begin writing, you need a subject, because every value bomb must solve one singular problem for your ideal customer. And that's the tricky bit, actually, because we kind of go, oh, I could do so many things here, but you want it to be one small problem. This is the key. So I'm going to repeat it one more time. And you see one tiny problem that you know that house seller is about to come across. If you keep it small, you have better results. Okay, don't make it too big. Okay, one small problem. Hopefully I've said that enough. Now, if you are a techie, you could actually create a useful tool in Google Sheets. You can use a calculator or tracker for house sellers, but don't overdo it, okay? Just make something simple. If you're not a techie, just do a document. So like an example for a techie would be a calculator for how much selling a house would actually cost in total, okay? And you tell the sellers to go gather all the costs from each required service. So, or you could actually create a tool for the opposite purpose, like to help sellers calculate the funds that they need to gather in order to purchase their dream home, including having the funds available from the house sale. Yeah, you could do this. That's not what this is about, okay? And that's only if you're good at those kind of things. So the swipe files, these are less applicable to state agencies, really, and more to other businesses. But if you have a proven formula that gets you results that house sellers could benefit from, you could write that out in a Google document as well. I can't think of any off the top of my head. That's why it's probably more for other businesses. Now, your value bomb can be any of these subjects or formats, but this one main rule is it has to be something that hurts you to give away, something you wouldn't consider giving away. And that's the only way that you're going to know that you're giving away valuable enough information. Okay? For us, it tends to be scripts of things that we know have done really well and bring people results. Okay, now, of course, it's also going to be relevant directly to the people who are selling their property. Okay, so it can't just be anything. So that helps. It does help to narrow it down a bit. So if you get any ideas right now for value bombs, pause this and write them down. Okay, right now, I'm going to show you the best structure for creating value bombs, from the title to the contents to the call to action. Okay, now you actually want a really good call to action, because that will mean that more house sellers could book an evaluation appointment with you. And with the right structure, more sellers will use your value bomb, and then they will contact you afterwards because they realise how good you are at what you do, and they feel good about you as well. So the beginning of a value bomb starts with a header. And for us, when we're doing this for clients, we create a long banner image, and then we write a headline that actually describes the value bomb. And one of the easiest ways to do this is like a how-to. Okay, most people love how-tos. And then you just add the subject of the value bomb itself. And to create a banner image, just comment below, because Dan's got loads of templates, okay? And just ask Dan, and he'll send you the Canva template, which goes with this training, which you can also use yourself to make your own reusable banner in about 5 minutes or less. Now, after you set up your header, the next step is to write your call to action. And this call to action should be directly pushing your business goals forward, okay? What it is you're trying to achieve. So in most cases, which I assume it fits with your business goals as well, is you want to book in more valuations from this call to action. That's why most people come to us. They want to book in more valuations so they can get more listings, which means you must first of all set up your link where the sellers can actually book in the valuations with you directly. So you'd probably have a calendar link. If you've got GHL, you can get one from there, or Calendly. If you're not sure, again, drop a comment below saying calendar, and we can show you what to do and where to go for that. There's lots of things you can do for that. Once you have that link, we would then write the call to action itself. Okay, what we need to do here, we've got to consider, how can we appeal to the reader? What are they looking for? Okay, we've got to promise the value of a valuation before we give them the link. Okay, for example, here we've written, would you like me to help you with your home staging and give you some specific property advice so that your home sells for a better price? And then you'd have your link below for your calendar link. That's something we just made up here, but just have yours going direct to your calendar. Okay, and then once you've got your call to action ready, you're then going to write out the contents of your value bomb. Okay, you want to fill up all of the details that your ideal customers would need to solve this one tiny singular problem that you're offering to help them with. Yeah, there is a good thing to note, is by offering them to help with that single problem, you're able to keep this value bomb specific and not revealing all your cards at once. so to speak. Okay. Now on top of that, people who want help selling the home are like almost 99.9% certain to look for an estate agent to do the actual house selling if they've got any sense at all. And they just want to know that the agent, they just want to know which agent they want to choose. And the one that they choose actually knows what they're talking about, which is why this is essential right now, because they get chatting to you, they realise that you know your stuff. And with your content, you should be able to prove that you know exactly what you're talking about, especially when it comes to selling local houses. Okay, this is essential. Building that authority, it's amazing difference. So how else can you expect people to actually come to you to sell your house? Yeah. So the first two main points of content: marketing and advertising for estate agency. So that's where you start. And then the other point is getting people to contact you to actually sell a house. So this value bomb actually works perfectly on both fronts. So in 3 sentences now, how do you get a value bomb? Well, first, whenever you post content about how to sell houses or other seller related content, you want to add a call to action in the post. You want to also tell people to comment below and to say that you're going to send them the value bomb in Messenger. And then once people comment asking for it, you just, say send it to them, but actually we would like to do a diagnostic messenger first to make sure it's relevant to them. And then finally we follow what we call a 2-step messaging procedure for this diagnostic. And this is to actually identify what problem they are actually dealing with right now, because it tends not to be the one that your value bomb is actually going to solve. And then you can solve that problem with them in Messenger, and then they're going to start trusting you, and then you can proceed to booking a valuation with them. That's kind of like a condensed summary of what happens, because I can show you exactly what happens or what's likely to happen. Now this is how you start getting up your hundreds of conversations though. It's by offering something of value that's going to solve a small problem for somebody thinking of selling a house. And the idea is that you get this out there, and the content you've got is going to be polarizing, so it's just going to be attractive to people who are thinking of selling a house soon, so that it's not anybody, because that is just a waste of your time and energy. So this is what increases your valuations with more qualified sellers too, which is what we want. Okay, so I put here, see you in the next training video, so hopefully you will stick around and have a look at the next one. So see you then. Cheers.